evening, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. It's your boy Kev coming back at you with another podcast. We got my boy Darren over here.
How's it going? Happy to be doing this.
Yes, me too. And we got my lovely wife next to me.
Hello.
And then we got my buddy in front of me, John.
Yo.
And today we're going to be kind of talking about the attacks that been going on in the United States.
Wait, hold up. We need to backtrack.
Ooh, what do we got backtrack?
We got to backtrack because Andrew is not here today because he had an appointment for his internet, even though it says he's playing NBA 2025, but whatever. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, he just sent a message back. He knows we know.
He knows we know that he knows that we know.
Anyways, so yeah, we're going to be talking about the attacks, the one in Vegas and the one in New Orleans. What, did it just go off?
How did you do that? What are you doing, John?
Whoa, what is going on there? Is that Hearthstone?
Yeah. Yeah, that was Hearthstone. That was up on the computer. And then there's the Elden Scroll. Oh, he just took away that. And took away that. And he's taking away that.
Do it.
I don't know why he's shutting all my programs down, but all good.
Drew said, he sent a picture. Error. There was a problem with your connection.
Right.
Ah!
Xfinity is watching my pockets while I load in with my new modem. That doesn't... What? Oh, I thought it said pockets. I misread.
Garbage. I don't know.
He's saying garbage because he disconnected.
Yeah, I get you. Okay. Anyways. So, yes, Drew's not here.
Yeah, Drew's not here tonight. He had to be at his home.
Yeah, he had more important things he had to do.
Which is fair.
Prior commitment.
But I feel like... Well, no, nothing can be prior than this.
This is a weekly thing.
Right. This has been prior commitment since July.
Those internet guys are unpredictable. You know they have to give you a 6-month window. You can just show up at any time.
That is absolutely true.
Yeah, very true.
And they try to get you to cancel.
They're like, are you going to be home between now and July of next year?
Right.
Like, probably at some point.
Oh, yeah. They're horrible. They're horrible about that.
Okay.
Irritating.
So let's get back on track, y'all. As much as I like to make fun of everything. All right. So pop up yeah, there we go. Now, here's the problem with the mirror on the screens.
Oh, it's
everything
small.
is set to my screen over there. Since my screen is so massive.
You do have a pretty big monitor.
I know.
I think
How
it's
many
more
inches
average
is it?
size.
It's 34 inches.
34 inches, well. And it's curved as well.
Yes.
Which is funny because in the studio here, right, there's no windows, so you don't have to worry about any kind of glare, and you have a curved monitor.
Kind of
Well,
weird.
it
It's got a
started
weird
inside.
angle on it.
Well, time out. Wait a second. Hold up. The curve isn't just for that. You know that, right? The curve kind of brings it where, like, you're enclosed into the game.
Right, okay. You know, I don't have the cool stuff like you do, so...
Yeah, I guess. I think you do. I don't know what monitor you have.
I think I just got the, what? Because you said yours is 34?
Right, but you do know how they do the...
Diagonal.
I think I might have maybe a 30.
And so then you got a pretty big monitor, too.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
not bad.
I
think it's like Spectre or something like that.
4 inches does make a big difference when it comes to...
It does, because you can tell on yours it just looks way more massive than mine.
But that's because
screen.
of like the square footage or feet or whatever you want to say. All right, so let's talk about this stuff. So Kayla really wants to talk about it, so she's going to kind of have to lead it a little bit. Yeah, that's how we kind of do things around here.
So let me ask you this, just to get this started, I know the story has been on like the news and everything like that. Now, is that where you saw it first? And what platform did you see it?
Okay, so I rarely get on TikTok, but I just so happened to open TikTok, and on my For You page, it was talking about these two incidences that happened on New Year's Day. and there was a lot of similarities in the people who participated in the acts or whatever. So they're both from the same, what is it called?
They're all
Fort Bragg.
Yeah.
They're both from there.
And let me ask one question.
Yeah,
Not
go
to cut you
ahead.
off, but just to make sure there's more context for any of the listeners.
Yeah.
Is so there's 2 events that happened, which are are classified as terrorist attacks, correct?
no.
No.
They aren't classified as that?
originally, I think it was thought that they were both terrorist attacks,
Okay,
and which
these
is why there was so many connections found, because
Okay.
people were digging into it
And
and
there's
stuff.
2 separate events. One was in New York and one was in Las Vegas,
New Orleans,
New Orleans,
and then Las Vegas.
and in Las Vegas.
Yes.
So, okay, we'll go there and ask more questions in a second.
So, yeah, they were both from Fort Bragg. One's active Green Beret, and the other, I think, was retired or whatever. See, I can't tell stories because I lose my train of thought.
Okay, so the Vegas one, what happened in Vegas was this guy basically committed suicide with a bomb inside of a Tesla truck.
A Cybertruck. Oh, that was another thing, is they both rented cars through the same app or the same company or whatever.
Oh, so that wasn't even his
Yeah.
Tesla?
No, he rented it. And then, yeah, he actually went in front of the Trump
Yep.
Tower?
Yep.
Trump? Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I don't know much about it, but yeah, they found a suicide note in his phone, and he had shot himself and blew up the car at the same time, allegedly.
But because the Tesla is a beast, or the Cybertruck, it really didn't do much damage. It pretty much
Around
self-contained.
him, correct, yeah.
Right,
Inside
I saw
the
that.
truck.
Yeah.
And too, what was crazy too is the explosion itself. I did see the video of the explosion.
Did you?
And
Yeah.
it looked
It was
almost,
fireworks, too.
Oh, there were fireworks in there?
Yep.
Because I was
Yeah.
going to say that
Yeah.
was really weird
Turo.
effect.
That's the car place that they rented from, Turo. But yeah, there was that, and then the New Orleans guy actually planted coolers with homemade bombs around
Bourbon Street.
on Bourbon Street, and then drove a rented truck through a crowd of people and killed 14 and injured I don't know how many.
And one was a British citizen.
Yes.
Sorry, I just read about that today, guys. So
Oh, yeah, I've ever seen that too. You know, the Queen's rolling in her grave right now.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's just the gist of it, and there's just a lot of conspiracies and everything.
One I thought supported the Islamic, like the Al-Qaeda.
Yes, the one in New Orleans, I guess posted YouTube or something like within the last couple of years supporting ISIS.
Yeah.
So
that
I think that's why we can call it a terrorist attack.
Well, yeah,
Correct.
but they're trying not to call it a terrorist attack.
Yeah, but I think they're starting to now.
Well, I
Yeah.
haven't really learned a lot about this, which is wild that it's not like plastered all over everything.
Yeah, how did I find it? I feel like I never find any of this stuff.
I did hear on one of my podcasts that I listen to every week about them talking about it and stuff like that. But the craziest connection that I find on all of this stuff is going back a couple months to the second assassination attempt on Trump. The guy also went to Fort Bragg.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yeah, so now we have three incidents that come from that fort.
Right, and that seems a little too much of a coincidence to have
At this
three
point.
high-profile incidents happen from 3 people that were from the same spot.
Yes.
Yeah, and Tesla actually helped out with identifying a lot of the stuff on that with that Cybertruck, because they were able to pull. If I'm definitely hearing myself, but all right, I get you. Sorry,
Oh, yeah,
guys.
it's also called Fort Liberty. I forgot.
Anyways, going back to what I was saying, they were able to help find like the track on where the car went due to each of the the charge stations and stuff like that.
Yep. So there's like a tracking history of its route that it was taking to.
Yeah,
Correct.
so
because of the
Elon
charges.
helped
people
with that information.
What was that?
I don't know.
Hello? No, mine's good.
I think everyone's here.
That was
I don't
weird.
know. Is John here?
John?
I'm here.
Okay. So the Elon, a lot of people got nervous when Elon was able to help them out and everything because they thought that they were taking like data from the actual Cybertruck and giving it out to people or giving it out to the police. And
like past renters? Is that what you mean?
no. Like,
Are you trying to say that people are worried that there's kind of like a privacy issue now?
Right.
Because they just proved, or Tesla did, that you can have your whole route and everything tracked
yeah,
just from the charging stations.
Oh,
so
okay.
it sounds to me like you're going to say that there's a privacy issue that people are
people
worried
were
about.
worried about that cops would be able to get like their stuff, and everything that Elon Musk did to help them out
Yeah.
was all public information.
So basically anybody can get that.
Yeah, so like it was just literally cameras from charging stations.
Yep.
So they were able to bring it back and then just kind of follow the trail that way. But it wasn't like they broke into the trucks, like computers and stuff like that, and pulled the data that way. So, but that's kind of interesting because, you know, it is a fully electric vehicle. How much of that information do they have of ours?
Well, and two, take the Tesla cameras. I mean, who knows if that footage is getting uploaded to some server somewhere.
You're talking
Somehow.
about like the sensors and stuff like that?
Yeah, sensors. And don't they have a camera that shows the inside of the vehicle too, I thought, or not?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Because,
I don't know.
well, with anything, because, you know, even people can like hack your webcams
Yeah.
and look at you.
But I don't know if there's cameras in the car. Like facing inward.
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? I don't know though for sure. I just know Shane Dawson has a Cybertruck and I've seen it, but I don't remember seeing any indoor cameras besides their own like vlog cameras and stuff.
All right, well,
Right.
Shane, if you ever see this, answer our question.
Yes. Okay. Or Ryland. Yep.
Yeah, Ryland, yeah.
Ryland
yeah,
Adams. Shane Dawson. Shout out. You don't need any promo from me.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know who you guys are, but yeah, what she said.
Yeah, I only know who they are because of Kayla, so don't feel bad.
It's not like they're unknown.
Their content is something I wouldn't really... Well, actually, there's one that I would watch, and that'd only just be with when they do their conspiracy theories, that portion.
Yeah, you like that. And he used to do a whole bunch of videos like that. Shane did.
Yeah, I would watch those, but he got big. Didn't he get big off of like eating food? Not like
comedy.
Shanae?
not like what?
No, not Shanae.
What's that guy's name?
I think he did have a persona like that, but it wasn't Shanae.
Isn't that like, that's the only thing I can recall that from like his name is like
See, John knows him.
way
At least
back
somewhat.
in the day.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around on YouTube for over 10 years.
Right. I just remember him eating like fast food secret menu
Yeah.
stuff.
That's more recent.
No.
I
Can't
don't know.
be.
Whatever. He used to just make crazy things and eat it. But anyways.
Sounds crazy, but about crazy things is the New Orleans attack.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
What
Well, that
happened
one.
there?
Did I not say? I don't remember.
You started to, but we stayed on top. Anyways, with the New Orleans attack, it was on Bourbon Street. It actually delayed the Sugar Bowl by a few hours.
That's right.
Because
They had to close down storefronts, and
Yeah, that-
obviously there were bodies
Wait,
in the
Sugar Bowl?
streets.
it's a
Sounds
for
like a
football.
place that I wouldn't want to go.
yes.
They delayed it by a whole day.
the
Yeah.
diabetes.
Yeah, they delayed it by a whole day because of everything that happened. But 14, basically, from my understanding, a dude took a truck and just drove straight into people.
And then people were like, why weren't there barricades and all this? Because normally with big events like New Year's, there would
Yeah.
be that kind of precaution just Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people out.
Right.
And did that guy survive?
I don't think so. He ended up crashing into something. If he did survive, they shot him. I can't remember. Oh yeah, they shot him. I'm pretty sure. Have you seen it, John?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. But
He crashed, and then I thought I read somewhere that he was shot by police or something.
I just thought about this too, right? So 3 people, Fort Bragg, who I'm not a military person, so I don't really know the whole training
don't know either.
process. But who is training these military, armed forces people? Because they should look at that too. Who's training
Right.
people? You know what I mean? Maybe there's some kind of connection there, potentially. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I honestly don't know. I don't.
Because from the same fort, someone's training them.
Oh, those are
Who's
3
training
of
them,
them.
and see if there's any connection there.
So, it is a massive army base in North Carolina that is home to Army Special Forces Command.
Air Force.
It says Army on this.
It's mostly like Air Force, I think, though.
Okay.
I think it's more than one branch, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
But I've also seen that, like, this also could not technically be about Fort Bragg, but it's just the fact that they've seen things in life, like dead bodies, and they've killed people and all this stuff that, like, it messes with your brain.
This
Oh,
one,
you know.
This one
Right.
shows how there's no correlation between the two.
Okay.
No link between.
Oh, between the two incidents?
Well, there's no link for Fort Bragg.
Okay.
They're trying to cover it up right here.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, man. Like if they both came from there, and then the second assassination attempt guy came from there too. I mean, there's a connection. They just don't want you to know, and the media will turn it any which way you want, and that's the issue.
Right, yeah. They'll literally be trying to blame Trump for his own assassination.
Oh my gosh, I know.
It's like, well, maybe he shouldn't have been standing there like that. Or, CNN, they'll have some kind of time travel conspiracy to where Trump time traveled and actually shot himself. Because time travel,
Oh yeah.
because CNN.
Wait. The guy that you were talking about, the assassination attempt, he wasn't in the military. He just visited that base over 100 times.
Yeah,
That's weird.
that is
Yeah,
very
because if
weird.
he's not in the military, how is he
Why
getting
was he
to that
there?
base?
And yeah,
147 times, staying overnight at least 29 occurrences from the second.
did he have family or something? Like, I don't understand why he would be there.
That's a $1 million
the
question.
So maybe that's the biggest part in this whole puzzle.
Yeah.
It's very interesting that this isn't like plastered all over. We're not considering this a terrorist attack. And I mean, I guess you really can't consider it a terrorist attack because they are all United States national, or like all from here. So technically it wouldn't be a terrorist attack. It would be a domestic attack, but the one guy being maybe allegedly with Al-Qaeda or support of them. But the problem, the thing about it is when he posted that, because that was the guy that was active in the military still, right? That posted about support for Al-Qaeda or whatever, or ISIS.
No, I think he was retired.
He was retired?
Yes.
Okay, well then,
But-
still, why wasn't he like arrested or like brought in?
Well, it depends on specifically what he was posting. Because if he wasn't saying anything threatening or anything like that, then they really wouldn't have a basis to arrest him because of freedom of speech. So if he's not sitting up there saying, I'm going to kill this, that, or do anything violent, then technically, per the law, they wouldn't be able just to flat out arrest somebody. Because that would be, like the whole freedom of speech thing that's going on right now.
Right.
The last few years, you still, are allowed to say things, but also too, you got to remember is like they're trying to say the connection with ISIS, but you got to think about the ideology. See, so even if somebody isn't technically an ISIS member, they're still believing in that ideology, which still makes ISIS responsible for being the ones to put the ideology out there in the first place to make people follow it.
True.
You get what I'm saying? So even if he's not a legitimate member, it still is an ISIS attack, in my opinion, because of the ideology.
So reading this article, this one's about 3 different accidents and all. So
3?
On the same day?
No.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I was talking about links between
The
going on. So the first part up here, it's talking about the guy that tried to assassinate Trump.
Right.
He was the one that wasn't in the military.
Yeah, that
And
visited over
and
100
he's-
times.
Yeah, and he's the one that visited over 100 times, which is this guy.
Oh, he looks suspicious.
right.
So Ryan Wesley Roth or whatever. So Weasley, But yeah, that was the guy that tried to assassinate Trump. He's the one that visited the fort a whole bunch of times. The other 2 were actually militaries in the military from
Right.
Fort Bragg. One guy was from Texas, and the other guy was just on leave from there.
Oh, just
The Green Beret was on leave, I
Yeah,
think.
so this guy, the guy that has the ISIS flag in New Orleans that drove his truck in to the
Yeah.
he was active, or he was United States citizen and a U.S. veteran from Texas.
Veteran.
So
So
he
he
was the
was.
retired one. The
Yep.
guy that did the Cybertruck down here,
He was on leave.
he was on leave. Yes,
And he was having trouble coping at the time.
yes.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that. But an interesting thing, too, is like their family life. Like I was reading about the guy in New Orleans. He just got his second divorce recently. So, like,
So he was already in like a bad mental state.
yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that there's that. And then that the suicide guy, actually, he has like a wife and a child, like I think a baby.
Yeah,
if I recall. So
something like that.
that's kind of crazy. But I mean, I guess if he's stuck in his own mind and feeling remorseful about all the stuff he's seen and done, then I guess you don't really think about your family as much just because you're just so stuck in your head. you
Right.
know?
And that's why we need to support our veterans a lot more than what
Yeah.
we do.
Yes, absolutely.
There was one of the quotes in the guy's suicide note or whatever you want to call it on his phone was like, pay attention, mental health is a huge issue that we need to pay more attention to, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With military specifically. But yeah, because PTSD is what they were blaming that on.
It says both men served in Afghanistan, but their time never overlapped together in 2009.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting. Or did it, and they're just saying that. I'm just kidding.
True.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I don't know,
kidding.
but
But it's a crazy situation. Yeah. The one thing I will have to say for everybody in the military is that they really get screwed over when they come back, when they get out and whatnot, and the VA is just the worst program out there. I mean, it's free for them, but it's so bad.
Oh yeah. Because it just goes to show our society's priorities.
I know, man.
You know, which I'm sorry, I'm not. Hey, be offended, don't be offended. I'm just gonna say it is. Well, I'll take it like this: the whole migrant situation. They're giving people like that, however amount of money, just to live in hotels and apartments.
Yep.
But then our vets, look what's happening to them. That money should be going to them.
Oh, for
Because
sure.
the vets have
Absolutely.
served this country and deserve to be, kind of front in line to be taken care of.
Absolutely.
And no offense to anybody, but people that aren't born here and haven't served in the military, sorry, but you should
or
be down
even
the
worked
list.
here at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So,
Like-
and then too, not getting off subject here, but just to be real quick, and then too, think about all of our homeless people in this country that were born here.
Oh yeah.
Well, where's their money?
Well, time out. So it depends on where you're talking, right? Because like in California, homeless people get paid to be homeless.
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like some of them are like, I'll live on the street, but I get like XYZ amount of money, but that's California.
Yeah,
It's-
and that's a whole nother problem too with the
right.
system.
We can go into how much money that makes, people lines people pockets and stuff like that. for the homeless situation in California. But overall, yeah, we have so much land and so many like cities that are just abandoned, right? That we could easily go, hey, let's revamp these stuff and give people free homes, let them fix up their own home, you know, and just start bringing back our economy and everything. And that's what's going to happen soon, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Everything's going to turn around, but I think for the next 10 years, it's 10 to 12 years, I think we're going to be in a rough patch. At least for sure the next 2 to 3.
It says a person familiar with the investigation told news at this point neither ISIS or any other foreign terror organizations has claimed responsibility for the attack. Do they need to claim responsibility?
Well, no, like when something happens, usually they will go.
I mean, I guess
usually somebody will take
yeah, because
credit
it shows
for it.
their power or whatever.
Right,
I
like,
get it, yeah.
oh, look, we did
Okay.
this to you guys. You can now be attacked on your soil.
Try to
That's
scare
fair.
us.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I feel like we got 16 more days to wait. Stuff can be crazy in these next 16 days.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it said he rented the car on the 30th in Texas and then drove to New Orleans.
So did both of them rent the car from Texas and then drive there like...
No, the other guy was Colorado, rented in Colorado and went to Vegas.
Okay.
Las
And
Vegas.
then did they both have cyber trucks or
No.
just the one?
No, New Orleans guy had an
was like a
electric
pickup.
Ford.
Oh, it was
Oh.
electric?
Yeah.
Oh, but both electric, though.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what I read at the beginning of this.
Okay.
Interesting.
Vehicle was an electric Ford pickup truck that it appears to be rented Texas. So, rented the truck on December 30th while living in Houston area and then headed for New Orleans.
Oh. Interesting, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's sad because I saw like a civilian video, and it didn't show. The one I watched didn't show the actual attack, but it was like the aftermath, and like the police were just like, "Get home, get going!" Like they just, I don't know, they weren't acting right in my opinion.
Yeah. My biggest concern is like they said, why weren't there barriers that stopped a car
Right.
going?
There were no barriers, and they wouldn't let anyone help the people that were in the streets. Like, some were obviously deceased already, but then there were still people that were
Well, this
like
was the,
injured and calling out. But
this
cops
is this
wouldn't
guy's
let
quote
them.
right here. We had cars there, we had barriers there, we had officers there, and he still got around.
Huh.
Because the video I saw did not show any barriers, and if there were, it was just like those flimsy fences.
Right. The ones that
that's-
you can literally run through.
Well,
Right.
knowing them, they probably... Well, hold on. Let me rephrase that. Because it sounded bad how I was saying
Hold
this.
on.
It could have been a thought process, too. Because maybe where the event was going on, maybe they just put the barriers at, like, the entrances of it. So, because you wouldn't have... But maybe they should have. Maybe they should have put barriers every, like, 20-some feet.
Yeah.
See that fence right there, the striped one? That's
Yeah.
all the
I get what you're saying.
No,
yeah,
that,
those are
that should be the
flimsy ones.
concrete, you know.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Even when you go downtown, when there's a big event going, they got those concrete ones out
It
there
says he
to
had
block.
2 IEDs.
2 IDs?
IEDs.
Oh, IEDs. Okay.
So two explosive devices in the truck with him.
And then there was one in a cooler that he put somewhere, I know. But I don't know if it's on.
And that's the thing is like, how are people planting things before anything? And
Right.
You would, I mean,
It's like,
after
oh, this guy's just dropping off a cooler.
right after was it the Boston Marathon attack where
Yeah, with the pressure cookers. Yep.
yeah, you would think that whenever any major event was going on, there would be dogs sniffing around like the street just to see if there's anything there. I mean, it can't be that hard to take a dog up and down, or multiple dogs up and down, you know, a mile. I think how long of a stretch was it? Was it a mile stretch?
I think it was like 8 blocks.
Oh, so that was probably larger. 3 blocks.
3? Okay.
So what's 3 blocks? And
It should say somewhere in the article how far he traveled, but I don't know.
He
for
traveled from Texas. So
Sure. I mean, true, but I mean in the incident.
It says the man was wearing body armor.
So he was planning to survive.
Okay, so it says he had an AR-15 style weapon and a handgun with him at all time of at the time of the truck attack. The long gun had a suppressive device on it that acted as a silencer.
oh,
So after he ran people down, he was gonna get out shooting.
yeah. That's what I think that was the plan. But I think his crash did more to him than what he was thinking.
I don't know. We need to read the end of this article.
I like how it told us where the bomb people were staying at which Airbnb.
They got a, what's it called?
They're plugging it.
Plug. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
I couldn't
plugging
think
the
of the word.
Airbnb. So if you're ever in the
Oh.
area and you are currently in the St. Roch area of New Orleans, it could
That
be...
was a thing too, because they were looking at where he was staying the night before or whatever. So they were looking at that place.
I just
and
want
his
to know
home,
what's going through
actual
someone's
home.
mind before they do something like
Right.
this, you know?
Right. Like, what's the catalyst that
Yeah.
made the person
Final
snap?
straw. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Very interesting,
mind
though.
is a crazy
Well, did you
place.
read that last part of it?
What?
So where he was staying, the CBS News suspect staying while in New Orleans, that building caught fire on Wednesday and his investigation is ongoing.
Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah.
wonder if he put something in there that like had a time delay.
Yeah.
Probably.
Burn
yeah.
it down.
Why not?
Now, did he have any like manifestos or anything like that? Like notes with him
Probably planning on.
surviving?
Yeah.
It said he was a military, technology guy.
Okay, so then he definitely knew how to make some delayed explosives.
I would assume, yeah. Yeah, the first article that pops up, Prince William shocked and saddened by death of former nanny's stepson. So it was more than just a British person. It was someone that he actually knew. You made it sound like it was just some random British.
Yeah,
that's-
both explosive devices were inside a cooler.
Oh.
Okay.
Inside the truck?
Located in the vehicle. Found 2 functional in a cooler in the area, placing devices. The surveillance footage. Oh, hold on. Says he has seen placing devices and surveillance footage. So,
Like cameras?
yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Oh, hold on. Javara is seen placing devices and surveillance footage. Both devices were rendered safe and the 2 items were deemed to not be IEDs, he said. So now they're not IEDs.
I see in this article, he had set a small fire in the hall of the property he rented before the attack, using strategically placed accelerants throughout the house in his effort to destroy it and other evidence of his crime.
But he didn't destroy the whole place, did he?
No, it says after he left, the fire burned itself out before spreading. Burned itself out before spreading to other rooms. So they were still able to recover evidence of bomb-making materials.
That is so crazy. How close was the Sugar Bowl to Bourbon Street?
I don't know though.
Oh, was that what it was for?
Oh,
Because like
maybe he was setting up for the whatever event was happening there.
yeah, like he was doing it because of that event, a major crowd. I know his family spoke upon it.
Yeah, his brother was like, "We don't support the ideology of ISIS and all this." His actual home in Houston also had bomb-making materials. I'm trying to find out how it ended.
What you looking up, John? Oh. Gosh, I don't know. Just look up I was gonna say, where's the sugar bowl at?
Well, I got a good question.
What?
So the explosive devices that were inside the coolers, right?
Yeah.
Do they know how big the blast would have been?
Ooh, that is a good question.
Because he had two of them, correct?
Yeah.
So, and the sugar bowl, it happens once a year? Okay. So if it's typically set up the same, maybe the guy's been there before, and then in his mind he was thinking, okay, this is typically the most crowded spots. Because if he only had two coolers, that means he would have had to have known the most crowded places that
Well, not
there
only
are.
that-
Because we got to remember, special forces, so he's going to be thinking strategically. If he wants to do massive casualties, stuff like that, then he already, and those guys typically already know the area and have it planned out. So technically, he could have he had this planned out for at least a couple years, for all we know.
So, well, yeah, that's true. But think about this, okay? If you're going to a stadium and you have two bombs, your best bet is to probably destroy the infrastructure at a certain section where more people are at. Kind of like what you're saying. Instead of having like like maybe he was going to plant them at the bottom and like destroy a portion, and then it collapsed down a section and then injuring and killing more.
Only issue is it's on a street though.
That he drove
Ran
down
the people over.
on the street.
So the event was actually inside of like a stadium.
Yeah, so the Sugar Bowl is a college football game.
Okay.
I guess we should explain that, since I know like you don't know
I
much
wouldn't know
about
either.
Yeah, I don't
and
know
Kayla
sports.
too. So it is a football event that two teams end up at that stadium every year. Not the same two teams, but just two
So
random
it's like
teams.
Super Bowl, but not that big. I mean, like it's like
It's an indoor stadium that the New Orleans Saints play in, so it's a dome.
Yeah. Okay, so it's at the Saints. Oh, I didn't know it was at the Saints. Okay.
But Darren, going back to how big of an explosion it would be, it says that the suspect used explosive compound never used in a terror attack in the U.S. or Europe before.
So they don't even know what it would
So
have
they
did.
probably wouldn't even know.
Okay. Because I'm trying to think here. Because they're going to do a halftime show.
Yeah, they
And-
they do halftime shows during those bowl games, right?
And this is going to get into what I'm saying, because in like the stadium where they're sitting down, I doubt there'd be that many spots to put coolers without people saying, "What is this?" and moving it because we're blocking their feet.
Right.
So I'm thinking about the food court, right? He'd probably put them at some food court spots or whatever where a lot of people will go during halftime. You know what I mean? Probably by the bathrooms too.
Yeah.
And then he was going to set them off when there was a big group of people going for a piss break and stuff like that. I bet.
It's about a mile away.
From Bourbon Street.
Yeah, Bourbon Street to the stadium is about a mile.
So maybe he wasn't going for the stadium.
Hmm.
Because it kind of looks like there's better routes to the stadium than that. However, those routes could be
Well, it just
Right.
seems really pre-planned. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
I bet
yeah,
he's
yeah.
been there before, and then over time was thinking, hey, if I just did this, went this route, because I know all these people walk here.
Yeah.
Because what? But then again, if you had the coolers, though, we already had a plan. So I think something happened to make him switch his mind, and then said, I'm just going to run over these people.
So it's the whole Bourbon Street is like 6 blocks, and then he did what, 3 of it?
Yeah.
Because he had to have known if he was going to blow up some stuff at the stadium, he had to have. There ain't no way he's not going to know that. If you run over some people, the cops are going to be called immediately. So it ain't like you're going to be able to even make it to the stadium
Well,
at that
the
point.
cops didn't need to be called
Well,
because they
the
were
detonator
there.
was in the
but
truck.
no, but you get what I'm.
The
Oh, wait,
detonator
wait, wait.
was with him. Okay.
Yeah, it
So-
was in the truck with him for both of the explosives.
That's just so weird.
So I'm
Like-
kind of surprised that he wouldn't have detonated it when he crashed, or
Yeah, like maybe
Right.
I don't
regular
know, or when he
explosion.
saw he was being,
Shot at.
yeah, anything.
I know it probably sounds weird. I'm asking all or trying to figure this out, but I'm just trying to figure out what. Because typically, if you're gonna have bombs like that, like the Boston bombing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going for max casualties.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
for sure.
So-
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just crazy
Max
because
terror.
I don't know. Was he just trying to crash his truck then blow it up, or did he actually want to take the coolers out and set them up then blow them up?
Well, I think he did set him up. So he set up the coolers, and then he had whatever you push to actually set them off in his truck.
I get it.
I
So,
wonder if it didn't detonate.
Maybe.
possibly maybe it didn't.
Maybe,
It's
he
possible.
didn't make good ones. I don't know.
It might not have detonated, or he planned on running people over, getting his gun out, shooting a bunch of people,
And
then when he
And
was
then finishing
basically
himself and everyone.
himself
Yeah.
and everyone as like the final
There you
is
go.
the
It says
final thing.
law enforcement sources told that he was seen placing devices in the area before changing clothes and then carrying on with the attack. So he placed the coolers somewhere and then changed clothes and then did the driving portion.
Yeah,
It's so
very
bizarre.
interesting. It is, man. It's a crazy, crazy, crazy subject.
I know.
I know more will come and we'll learn more about it. I kind of feel like if I was going to do something like that and I knew how to make, obviously, explosive, I would make the truck into the explosive, right?
right.
You're
Seems like
gonna
it'd
make-
be easier
Yeah.
than just
you
starting from scratch.
Friggin' drive and then you're already going out. Why not? I hate saying it, but go out with a bang.
Yeah.
Did you read these articles when you were pulling this shit up?
No, dude. Just so everyone knows, was not prepared for this topic. We were going to talk about something completely different today, but Kayla was very adamant about this. So I just started pulling up articles and stuff so that we can go through it together while we were talking about it.
Gotcha. So it says that he was making videos supporting ISIS on his drive to this place.
What?
Oh my gosh, what?
So do they have? They
Yeah,
must have
so-
the videos.
It says driving from Houston to New Orleans, he posted videos online in which he professed his support for IS. He brought up he lives in Texas, but he was raised Muslim and he was going back to his faith roots.
Wow. That's interesting. Touch it. You know, that family is probably going to be under a lot of watch
Oh yeah, absolutely.
after that happened, after this happened.
Because as it sits right now, their whole computer network is getting traced at all times currently.
Said he was discharged in 2015.
Did it say what he was discharged for?
Yeah. What was that?
It sounded like it came on your side.
Oh, yeah. I think the box shifted and knocked over the unopened drinks. Interesting, though. There's a lot of dead space right now because no one's talking.
Yeah, because I'm reading this.
I know, right?
It's...
We're all reading here right now.
It's, yeah.
Well, that That's the problem.
I'm reading about his divorces and his marriages, and he had he had 2 kids, a bunch of financial difficulties. It says court records relating to his most recent divorce pointed to financial difficulties, which his monthly expenses included child support
Oh,
exceeding his income. Sorry, I should have read that last.
wait. That doesn't make any sense. Your child support can't exceed your income.
Well, no. Let's see. It was a comma, so it was probably just meant that he had child support and he was exceeding his income.
Well, we can talk about it. So we just shut off our ceiling fan because we were thinking that it can be heard in the mic.
Yeah,
So
it's a lot
hopefully-
quieter now. This is crazy.
Because we actually did say last week we were going to start having that off,
Yeah.
and then we didn't do it this week. So hopefully that's not too loud for anybody.
Yeah, sorry everyone.
Because right now there's 4 of us with mics, and then the room. How big is the square footage on this?
Oh gosh, it is a 9 by 11, 9.5 by 11.5.
Right. So if you think about that, 4 mics in here right now, typically 5. When Andrew's here, it's definitely going to be picking up that ceiling fan.
Oh, for sure. And I thought I was hearing something, but then it left me, and then I started hearing again because no one was talking, and I was like, oh golly.
See, with me, I never think about it because when I have my fan going, in my room, I hear it in my mic, but I don't hear it on my recordings.
Yeah, I get you.
So that was his route that he took. So apparently he planted the bombs further up the street, went back to his truck, and then tried to drive back towards the bomb.
Oh, maybe he was out of range.
Because it says the bomb's down here.
Yep.
Then it says he swerved around the barriers down here, and he was trying to go back that way
Yep.
So
And then
was he
he killed
trying to-
14 people.
along the way.
So yeah, he was out of range. His transmitter didn't put the signal.
Oh, dude. Is that those 2 white dots? Are those where the bombs are placed?
I think so. One is the crash point and one is the bomb.
Okay.
But it says the FBI says a second bomb was placed about 2 blocks away.
So yeah,
he might have had one in the truck, and then he might have had one 2 blocks away. So
Okay.
where he stops, and then 2 blocks away is another one.
Okay.
So it could have been so much worse than it was, even
Yeah.
though, 14 lives lost is too many, but
Oh yeah,
but
for
it
sure.
could have been so much worse.
Right. Especially with not knowing specifically the explosives and how it was
Right.
made, knowing the detonation range,
Absolutely.
the explosive range. Yeah, who knows how bad that could have been.
Oh man,
But-
I guess.
His recordings he posted on SoundCloud.
Oh well, you could probably find those all over Reddit and everywhere.
I know.
This will be random. Maybe this might apply to this or not, though. But this kind of makes me think of that Rambo, the very first Rambo scene. Remember, towards the end of the movie, he kind of breaks down towards his commanding officer, saying, when he was over in Vietnam, he was driving $1 million equipment and all this stuff because he was somebody.
Yep.
But then when he came back home,
He's nobody.
he's a nobody, and he hates that.
Yeah.
So maybe there was some kind of an ideology or some kind of a thought process like that as well. But then again, he was doing the ISIS ideology. But
there's a lot of
It's
things.
what would have made him go down that route? You get what I'm saying? There's so much
Oh.
more from a psychological aspect that I would just love to know about this.
Oh yeah, me too. Another thing that interests me is that think about how many places are veteran owned and operated, or veterans get hired in easier there and stuff like that. There's a lot of places out there. So you could be somebody, and there's a lot of things that we help out vets in some ways, but man, the mental health for vets and whatever they need, we really as a nation needs to do a lot better than what we do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because we could probably prevent a lot of this stuff, or a lot of veteran suicides. And it's just sad. It truly is very, very, very sad. I was never in the military, but I had family members that did serve and stuff like that, so.
Right, and the way I look at it is if you're willing to join up and be put in combat situations where you are willingly putting your life on the line to defend your country, to where you could be shot and killed, you deserve to be treated real good. Like when you
for
come home.
sure.
Okay, on everything else, I didn't see this, but on this article it says, that he was carrying the Islamic flag, which I didn't see on any other article, and I've looked at it a lot now.
Oh no, that was the one thing that
Yeah,
I heard about right away.
That one thing showed a picture of the flag, like right behind his truck.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, how is this not a terrorist attack? You know, he had the flag and everything. We'll definitely have to look into this more and be more prepared, and like do a part 2 on this down the road, because there will be more information coming out within the next week. So
Yeah, definitely.
maybe next week Saturday.
Yeah, I
we'll
think it'd
pick
be
it up
good to
again.
revisit this and see what new information there is.
Yeah, but
There's the cooler.
just a standard cooler.
Coolers are expensive.
Oh,
though.
dude, I know. But
You're not gonna buy a Yeti for your.
Right.
yeah.
No,
Jeez.
I'm not. I'm laughing because it's like you wouldn't even think anything of it, because it's just basic and everybody has them style coolers, you know.
Right. Because it'd be really weird if somebody just rolled up and you just seen like two Rolex coolers.
Wouldn't that be some shiz?
I know it's like, man, those things go for like $3,000.
Yeah, you gotta pick it up and roll away with it, right?
Yeah.
It's like somebody just leaving that there. Oh shit.
Right, open it up. Pow.
Yeah.
Ooh. Anyways, I think that's where we're gonna end it tonight, guys, and we'll pick it back up next week. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you guys enjoy this episode. It was kind of not very prepared, to be honest with you guys.
Sorry, a lot of studying going on.
Yeah, there's a little bit of dead space in it, so we do apologize, and we'll do better next time. Until
Always.
then,
Speaking of dead space, Drew. Okay, go ahead.
you guys all have a beautiful night, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Please like and subscribe.
Goodbye, everybody.
Well, it started inside. The diabetes.
Yeah.
What?